So I'm going to start with the back panel, and to do that I'm going to make a slip knot, and then I'm going to make a chain of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then I'm going to yarn over and skip 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th I'm going to make a double crochet there, which gives us this little space right here. So we're going to work into that space, chain 3, yarn over, and into that space you're going to make a double crochet like so, chain 3, insert your hook into that space and make a double crochet. So you'll be creating these loops here, which we're going to work into. So basically we're making our foundation chain. I like to use this method especially if I'm working with clusters, shells. This makes it easier for me. So I'm going to keep repeating this until I have enough length. If you're making a bigger size, simply add more loops and as your foundation chain, so it will be longer. I'm back and I have a total of 15 loops completed here, and this runs from one shoulder to the other. Okay, so for our first row you're going to chain 3, which will count as our first double crochet, then yarn over, and into this first loop you're going to make a total of 3 double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next loop and make 3 double crochets again. That's 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over, make 3 double crochets into the next loop, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. Okay, so here I'm working in my last loop, making my 3 double crochets, and to complete the row you're going to place a double crochet into this first chain here, this one right here, so that we can have the same thing we had here, because we had a chain 3, which is going to count as our first stitch. So to complete our first row you're going to yarn over and make a double crochet into that last stitch, and you should have something like this for your first row. Row 2 is going to be different, so you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and into that same stitch the chain 1 is coming out of, you're going to insert your hook and make a single crochet like that, then chain 3, and you're going to skip the next 3 stitches, and into that space you're going to make a single crochet, chain 3, skip 3, and into that next space make a single crochet, chain 3, skip 3, and make a single crochet into that next space, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. Once you get to the end of the row you're going to chain 3, and your last stitch is going to go on top of this first stitch here. So skip the next 3, and on top of that first chain you're going to make a single crochet. Okay, you should have something like this. For our next row you're going to chain 3, which counts as our first double crochet, turn your work, and into this chain 3 space you're going to make 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over. Into the next chain 3 space you're going to make 3 double crochets. Yarn over. Into the next chain 3 space, make 3 double crochets, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. All right, once you get to the end of the row, you're going to yarn over and place a double crochet on top of this single crochet from the previous row, and that is how you end your row. And to keep it straight, you need to end with a stitch, 1 stitch at the end and 1 stitch at the beginning. Okay, so this is how your work should be looking at this point. So for row 4, you're going to repeat row 2, chain 1 and turn your work, and on top of that same stitch you're going to make a single crochet, chain 3, skip 3, and into the next space make a single crochet, chain 3, skip 3, and make a single crochet into the next space, and repeat until you get to the end. Once you get to the end of the row, you're going to make a single crochet on top of this first chain to complete the row. And this is what you should have. Going to show you guys one more time. So for the double crochets, we have the chain 3, and we're making the single crochet. When you're making the row with the chain, you start with the 1 single crochet. So I hope that is clear. So this is our first stitch, and I'm going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets into the first chain 3 space. There, yarn over, make 3 double crochets into the next chain 3 space, and I'm going to repeat that pattern until I get to the end. Okay, to end the row, I'm going to place a double crochet on top of the single crochet from the previous row. So that's the pattern, guys. You're going to keep repeating that until you have a total of 29 rows. At least that's how long I'm going to make mine. So repeat the pattern until you have the length that you want. I'm going to make 29 rows and I'll be back. But before that, I'll show you guys how wide this is so far. So I'm going to get my tape measure here, and let's see, this is about 11.5 inches wide. Okay, so here I have my 29 rows completed, and I'm going to show you guys how long it is. It's about 10.5 inches long. You can make yours longer or even wider. They're making more loops for the foundation chain. So this is going to be my back panel, and I'm going to start the front panel the exact same way until I reach to where I want to start the armholes from. Okay, so I'm going to start my front panel, and then I'll be back, guys, once I have a few rows. Then I'll show you guys how to work on the rest of the on how to create the armholes and the neckline. I'm back, guys, with my front panel, and this is how it looks. And as you can see, I have so many strands to weave in and cut, but this is what I wanted. I love the color combination, and I believe this is gonna look great on my son. So where I have reached now, I want to start making the armholes. Here I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 and 19. I have a total of 19 rows and for my front panel, and from here I'm going to make the rest of the rows as I create the armholes and create the neckline as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So as you can see here, I'm supposed to change color to the orange one. So I'm going to chain one, get my scissors and cut the yarn, leaving a long tail that I can weave in. Then I'm going to pull this tight, then turn my work. Let's put this aside. So I'm going to get my orange color, make a slip knot. I quickly went ahead and marked where I want the neck to start. So this part is for the shoulders, and then the middle section, obviously that is going to be for the neckline. So far it's about 7 inches long, and this is where I'm going to start working on the neckline. So from here we're going to start working from where I have marked to the end, over and over until I have a total of 10 rows. And after that I'll cut the yarn and reattach it on this side and do the exact same thing until I have a total of 10 rows. And then after that I'll be joining the pieces together, and I'll be showing you what to do next, okay? So from here I'm supposed to attach my orange color, so I'm going to make a slip knot. After my double crochet row, I'm supposed to turn my work, so I'll do that. I'll turn my work, attach my yarn from right here, into this same stitch. I'm going to make a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3 and 2 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, take out the stitch marker and place there a single crochet, and I'm going to stop at this. I'm supposed to change my color, so I'll chain 1, cut the yarn. If you're using one color, you don't have to cut the yarn. Then I'm going to turn my work, and on top of that same stitch, that single crochet, I'm going to reattach my yarn and start from there my next row. So here I'm going to chain 3, 1 2 3, which counts as my first double crochet, then yarn over, and into that first chain 3 space I'm going to make 3 double crochets. That's 3, yarn over, into the next chain 3 space, going to make 3 double crochets. It's the same pattern, just that now it's shorter. And just like we've been doing, to complete the row, I'm going to place a double crochet right on top of that last single crochet from the previous row. Chain 1, get my scissors and cut the yarn. And now I'm going to reattach my orange color. So I'll turn my work, make a slip knot with the orange, and just repeat the pattern. I'm going to do this for a total of 10 rows, and after that I will attach the yarn on the other side and repeat the same pattern, repeat the same thing. Okay, when you get to the end, chain 3 and single crochet right on top of that chain 3 you started with from the previous row. Chain 1. So here I'm done with my 10 rows from here where we started, where we separated this from this is 10 rows. I'm going to do the same thing on this side now, and I'm going to start from right here. So I'm basically, guys, repeating the same thing like I said, making the same pattern until I have 10 rows for this side as well. Okay guys, I know I have so many ends to weave in, but just ignore them. But this is how your front panel should be looking at this point. I went ahead and did the 10 rows for this part. So in total from here all the way to the end, I have a total of 29 rows, just like what we had for the back panel. Okay, so this is how it's going to be. So once we join the shoulders, we join the sides, attach the sleeves, this is how it's going to look. This is the front and this is the back. Okay, so before I weave in all these ends, I'm going to show you guys how to make the sleeves, and then we shall continue from there. Okay, but at this point, this is what you should have. So our 2 panels are completed. To make the sleeves, we're going to start with the ribbing, and we're going to be using a smaller hook, which is a 3.75mm hook. Okay, so make a slip knot, then you're going to make a chain of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This is how wide my ribbing is going to be. I'll be showing you guys how many inches it is here shortly. So after your 10 chains, you're going to add 1 more chain, and then you're going to insert your hook. I'm going to be working in the back bumps of my chain. Insert your hook on top of that next chain and make a single crochet in the back bump of the next chain. Keep making 1 single crochets in every chain until you get to the end. Keep making 1 single crochet until the end. Okay, this is my first single crochet row. Row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and on top in the back loop of that first stitch you're going to make a single crochet. So here we have 2 loops, so you're going to ignore this one that's closest to you and insert your hook in the back loop of that back loop. Make a single crochet, make a single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, and repeat until you get to the end. So I have 1 stitch left here, and I'm going to go through both, not one. I'm going to go through both loops, make a single crochet, and this is how your second row should look. And at the end of it you should have a total of 10 stitches. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. If yours is longer, obviously you're going to have a longer ribbing. Row 3, you're going to repeat row 2, chain 1 and turn your work, and in the back loop of that first stitch you're going to make a single crochet, single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet in the back loop of every stitch until you get to the end. When you have 1 stitch left, you can go through both loops and make a single crochet. So you're going to repeat that over and over until you have enough length. You're going to repeat that over and over. Okay, so you're going to keep repeating that. I'll show you guys how wide it is. I think it's about 2 inches wide. It's 2 inches. So I'm going to repeat that pattern until I get enough for you know, for the ribbing that I want to go for, and then I'll be back once I have a few rows completed, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. Okay guys, I went ahead and made 26 rows, and this is how my work is looking, and this is what you should be having as well. This is about 6.5 inches long, and it's a bit stretchy, and I'm sure my son's arm can pass through here. Okay, so I'm just going to chain 1 here and pull tight because I'm going to change colors, and we're going to go back to our main hook. So I'm going back to my blue color, and I'm going to make a slip knot. Then on top of this first single crochet here over this single crochet, I'm going to attach my yarn and I'm going to chain 3, which is going to count as my first double crochet, sorry. And after that you're going to yarn over, and right here in the between the two ridges you're going to make 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2 and 3. You should have this, then yarn over. You're going to make 3 double crochets between the next 2 ridges as well, and you're going to repeat that. You're going to repeat that, making 3 double crochets between every ridge, between the 2 ridges, until you get to the end. So to complete this row, you're going to make 1 double crochet over this first single crochet that you started with, like so. And this is how your work should look. Okay, row 2, we're going to make a row of single crochet, so chain 1 and turn your work, and on top of that very first stitch you're going to make a single crochet, chain 3, skip the next 3 and single crochet in the next space, chain 3, skip 3 stitches, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, skip 3, single crochet into the next space, and repeat until you get to the end. Chain 3, and then you're going to end the row with a single crochet on top of that first chain. Single crochet. For next row you're going to chain 3, turn your work, and into this first chain 2 space you're going to make 3 double crochets. So now we have started our pattern. So make 3 right there, yarn over, make 3 double crochets into the next chain 3 space, make 3 double crochets into the next chain 3 space, and you're going to repeat that until you get to the end. Alright, once you get to the end you're going to make 1 double crochet on top of that single crochet from the previous row. Right on top of it, make a double crochet, chain 1 and turn your work, make a row of single crochet and chain 3, skip 3 and single crochet into the next space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space, and repeat until you get to the end. Complete the row, you're going to make 1 single crochet on top of that first chain, then you chain 3, turn your work, and you're going to repeat the pattern. Okay, it's gonna look like this, and it is totally fine. right? So you're going to repeat row 2, row 2 and 3. Okay, it's the same pattern we've been doing, so I'm going to keep repeating this until I have enough length for the sleeve, and then I'll be back so we can I'll be back with the 2 sleeves completed, and then we shall attach them to the main body of the sweater. So yeah, make 2 sleeves and then we shall be back to do the rest. Okay, I'm back and I have my 2 sleeves completed, and I have a total of 19 rows. Starting from here, I have 19 rows, and I'll show you the measurement. This is about 8.5 inches wide, and here it is 9 inches long. So once you're done with your 2 sleeves, you're going to get your 2 other panels, the front and the back panel that we started with, and we are now going to join everything together. Okay, and we're going to start with these 2, and then we're going to join the shoulder part, and then we shall attach the sleeves like so. Okay, so this is how you're going to align them. If you have stitch markers, you can stitch everything together so that your work does not move. But before that, I'm going to join this part first, and then I'll stitch the sleeve onto the body of the sweater so that it does not move while I stitch it together. So I'm going to get my darning needle and get my blue yarn. So I'm going to start from here, and I'm going to use my darning needle. So I'm going to go through both loops, and also remember the wrong side should be the one facing you, because we want this seam to be inside your work and not on top. Okay, so this is the wrong side and this is the right side for both. Okay, so for this part you can also use a hook and do single crochets, but I'm going to use my darning needle. So I'm simply just going through the stitches and making sure that everything is stitched together. So before I cut off the yarn, I'm just going to weave in a little bit of this yarn before I cut it off. this is how the wrong side looks, and this is how the right side looks. All right, now we're going to join this part as well the same exact way. So after joining the shoulders, you're going to get your sleeve, and you're going to fold the sleeve to get the middle point of your sleeve. Now for me, it's right here. Get your stitch marker and place it there. So you're going to get that stitch marker and align it with this same line with the shoulder part. Okay, like so. Going to place the stitch marker right here. I'm going to do the same with this sleeve as well, and also making sure that this part that is facing you is the wrong side of the sleeve. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm on the right track. Okay, so now that I have all this stitched out, I'll stitch one this here as well. So now that we have all this with the stitch markers all stitched out, well aligned, we're going to get our darning needle again, and we're going to join this part, join here as well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So I'm going to stitch all this together and make sure that it is secure enough. So I'm done attaching my one sleeve here, so I'm going to attach my second one the same exact way. Then I'll be back and show you guys what to do next. Okay, so now we're going to join from this point all the way until we get here at the end. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing on this other side. All right, so just like we attached the sleeve here, I'm going to use that same method for this part. So I'm just going to insert my darning needle in this first loop for both sides. Then I'm going to tie a knot. Then I'll start the joining. Oops. Okay, so once you get to this part where we have the different color, if you've used a different color, you can weave this in here and then attach the color that you used for this part. But for me, I won't be cutting the yarn. I'll just continue using this same yarn. So when you get to this part, you just go through both sides and pull the yarn through. All right, so I'm now going to weave in a few times just so this can be, you know, secured enough. All right, so once you join your one sleeve, you're going to join the second one as well. I already did mine. After that, you're going to turn the sweater right side out. Oops. This is how it looks. All right, so next we're going to work around the neck area so we can, you know, do something nice around it. And I'm going to use my orange color. So you're going to make a slip knot with the yarn that you're going to use for this part. I'll be using my orange color again, and I'm going to be using the 5.00 millimeter hook for this first row of the neckline. So we're first going to make a row of single crochet around this neck part. Chain 1, and in that same space go back with a single crochet. And next here I have this row of double crochets, so I'm going to place the 2 single crochets. Then we cross over. Here we're going to work on top of every stitch, making 1 single crochet. And I'm weaving this tail in as I go. When you get to this part, here we have the first row of double crochets, so you're going to place the 2 single crochets. That's 1 and 2, and the row that has the orange color or the single crochet, you're going to make 1 single crochet. Then into the next you're going to make 2, then 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets, and you're going to repeat like that until you get to this part here. When you get down here around the neckline for the bottom part, you're simply going to make 1 single crochet on top of every stitch. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to repeat with the pattern. When you get here, you make 1 single crochet in the orange row where we have that single crochet row, and 2 single crochets over the double crochet stitch. Once you get to the end of the row, you're going to slip stitch on top of that first single crochet, and then you're going to change your hook to this smaller one, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook. So from here you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to add 1 more chain, and then you're going to insert your hook in the second chain from the hook and make a single crochet. Single crochet in the next chain. I'm making the single crochets in the back loop, in the back bumps of my chain, and at the end of this you should have a total of 5 single crochets. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more left, and 5. So once you get back here, you're going to insert your hook on top of the next stitch, then you're going to slip stitch on top of the next stitch, and from here we're going to be working in the back bumps of the single crochet row that we made previously. So you're going to skip those 2 slip stitches you made and insert your hook in the back loop of the next stitch and make a single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and when you have 1 stitch left, you're going to go through both loops and make 1 single crochet, and you should have a total of 5 single crochets here again, and you're going to repeat that row. So chain 1 and turn your work, insert your hook into that back loop of the first stitch and single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch until you have a total of 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch on top of this next stitch. This is it right here. So slip stitch again in the next stitch. Then you're going to make a single crochet row again going towards this side. So you're going to skip those 2 slip stitches you just made and single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet in the back loop of the next stitch, single crochet in the back loop of the next. When you get to the end, you're going to single crochet and insert your hook through both loops. Okay, chain 1, and you're going to repeat row 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you're going to continue going like that all the way around here on the neckline. And I'll meet you back here, guys. Okay, so this is how my neckline is looking. Once you get to the end and have no more stitches to slip stitch into, you're going to chain 1 and you're going to get your scissors and cut the yarn, leaving a long tail that can help us to join to the other part. Okay, pull through, get your darning needle, and now to complete this, we're going to join this part. I'm going to go through the back loops of each side, for each side. That's how it should look. And after that, I'm just going to weave in this tail so that I don't have to leave it hanging. So we're not done with the neckline, we're done with the sleeves. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.